Hello, good people. Welcome back to the Kuhb Games YouTube channel. Welcome back to GK to 1K. It has been a little bit, and as you can see, things are a little bit different behind me. I moved my desk to a different room, and it is actually cold down here, which is awesome. I know I've complained in several videos before that it is way too hot in the room that I'm in. Well, that is no longer the case, and I think that'll actually help me with putting out more content, honestly, because I just hate being in a really, really hot room. But anyway, we are back here with the aggro version of GKs. I think aggro is probably the best way to go, at least, historically, with how people have put up results with the deck. Aggro has shown to be the best way to play Gravekeepers. Pretty much, I want to say in the last video I did, it was with the aggro deck. I swapped the Chief for a Blade Knight here. And that is going to be our only change. Basically, there were some times where I didn't want Blade Knight, sometimes where I did want the Blade Knight, so I'm just going to go with the Blade Knight here. Everything else is still the same. Need to, play some more matches before I decide whether I want to make any more changes. Keeping an eye on the Rite of Spirit, Trap Dust Shoot, not sure of, about this one of, maybe I don't need the terraforming here, but maybe, maybe we can play around with Assailant number as well, especially, if we're changing something with the terraforming. But that is going to be the deck. One other thing that's going to be a little different, since I am in a different room, that means no guinea pig cam for now. I am going to be working on that, but we'll see. We'll see whenever that gets fixed, or if it gets fixed. But yeah, that's going to be the deck. We are at 307 elo right now. I believe we are 12-5. So again, pretty good start, but obviously we've got a lot of work to do, but let's go ahead and get onto the ladder and get that work done. All right, here we are. We've got our first match against handsome Mo. Mo is very handsome indeed. All right, we've got the RPS randomizer working here. Love to see it, and we also love to see when it allows us to go first. All right. Dueling Book. I'm trying to click it. There we go. Sometimes Dueling Book lags a little bit on the rock, paper, scissors here. But pretty decent hand. We've got this Necro Valley, a double Solemn Judgment with a Trap Dust Shoot, which is pretty nice. I don't have to summon out DD Warrior Lady. I think it's fine, though. I've got this Exile Force. And then, Trap Dust Shoot can sort of clear the way for it. Okay. I'm down. Let's summon out DD Warrior Lady. And we're going to set these. I guess I could play the Necro Valley out. Yeah, protect from duo. If the opponent heavy storms, I'm going to Solemn Judgment anyway. So I think this is totally fine. I'll hit the opponent up with this Trap Dust Shoot. Haven't used this card in a bit. Let me pull up. I've been playing Pokemon, as you all can see. Let me move this over. Oh, Reasoning Gate. Okay. So I guess I don't care about BLS anymore because I've got this Necro Valley, so let's just get rid of this Crane. That is a monster, of course, that could attack over DD Warrior Lady, which would be very annoying because I don't want to just get rid of a Crane, I suppose. The opponent is going to be able to get a Toon Cannon Soldier. Also, getting the Crane out of the hand is good for potential future Monster Gate, because now the opponent, outside of the Toon Cannon Soldier this turn, which of course we can just run over, they would need to draw a Monster Gate off of the Upstart Goblin to be able to use it, so. Sure, gain 1,000. Mark off Upstart Goblin, mark off Toon Table. Into Pot of Greed. That's an interesting one, actually. So, and they've got Double Jar. I'm just going to let that go. I don't think there's any reason really to Solemn here. Because the opponent's going to, they've got card velocity going with the Jar of Greeds anyway. Here's a Reasoning. I guess I'll just call 6 and let it go. I could Solemn Judgment it. We know of Jar BLS and Toon Cannon Soldier. I'm going to Solemn this. It's a little aggressive here, but, well, maybe I wasn't supposed to. So, even if they get Demock, they can't use its effect. And DD Warrior Lady could clear anything. I think it's fine. If I had to guess, both of those are Jar of Greed. This is awesome. So just go ahead and attack in with the DD Warrior Lady here. Maybe I could be convinced that throwing the Solemn Judgment off there was a little bit of a mistake. But like I looked at my opponent's hand, I was like, I know 4 of these cards, and like that's probably their only starter here. So we'll go ahead and set this other Solemn Judgment past the turn. Yeah, opponent's got Jar of Greed and second Jar of Greed. Sure, you should not chain it to the first one. Just in case this was a Royal Decree. You could have lost out on both of those, but definitely not playing Decree. So works out for the opponent here. And let's see. So we still know about BLS, Toon Cannon Soldier. Upstart Goblin, sure. I'll gain another 1,000. That helps repay the Solemn Judgment. It's pretty happy about that. Let's see if they have anything else. Card Destruction. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to allow that. That seems fine. I don't really need to Solemn Judgment that. Go ahead and discard your hand, opponent, please. Alright, pretty good card destruction for me, right? Yeah, get rid of monster and card. Man, that hand was awful. That was the reason that I was thinking about Solemn Judgmenting it for a second. Okay, well, I gotta throw this off. Can't let Heavy Storm go through. Reasoning. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna allow this one. Now that I'm down to 1 judgment, just kind of save that for something. What do I want to call, though, here? 6 is gone. 4 is gone. There could be more Cranes. I guess I do just call 4. I don't care if they hit Demock, right? Because they can't use its effect anyway. Sure. You've got a 2,800. That DD Warrior Lady can take care of. They're still viewing their graveyard. I assume that means they think they're getting the effect here, but they didn't declare it, so I don't want to hit declare on Necro Valley. No. Now I'll hit declare on Necro Valley. You don't get that back. Sorry, opponent. You can put that defusion right back into the graveyard for me, please. Thank you. And this reasoning can go into the graveyard as well. I do take 1,300 here, which is a bit annoying. We go down to 1,450, but that's okay. If the opponent summons another monster and like a Crane or something, I could just Solemn Judgment that and not be in range of dying to the Demock. But we'll just get Demock out of here. With the DD Warrior Lady, we're 1,450, not great, but we have Pot of Greed. We still have another Solemn Judgment. Knock, that's not the best draw. That's for sure. Yeah, I was looking over at my at my screenshot and I was like, do we have anything? Or do we know of anything on our opponents? No. We don't know of anything because of the oh, that was pretty good. We don't know of anything because of the card destruction. But throw down the Graceful Charity here. This allows us to get a little bit of value out of our knock. As some discard fodder. Oh, Heavy Storm. I mean, there's probably a Scapegoat back there. Actually, I don't think I want the Heavy Storm. Let's get rid of knock and heavy. And I'll use Ceasefire as a way to push some more damage here. I kind of just want to set Spy, honestly. Assailant would be good against potential Scapegoat, but I'll just set Spy, set Ceasefire. Spy can get us another Assailant, and then we're kind of off to the races, right? Yeah, there's a Scapegoat. That's fine. I'll wait wait for the opponent to use a Monster Gate. I'm probably Solemn Judgment a Monster Gate here. I guess I don't have to, really. Well, I probably still will. Because that's the card, really, that does the most damage to me, right? Outside of, like, Ring of Destruction. Oh, maybe I need to save it for Ring. No, I just need to take care of this. If the opponent has a Ring, they have a Ring. We were at... I mean, we were so... Yeah. Yeah. Say the opponent hits Facilier or something there. It's going to be... It would be tough for us actually to deal with that. So if they hit one of the big things, it sucks. If they hit a Crane, like, that'd be totally fine, obviously. But yeah, I think we just rip the Solemn Judgment off there. If the opponent draws into a ring, they draw into a ring. We still have a pretty fast clock here. We've got, you know, Spy grabbing another assailant. We could get Spear Soldier. I think Assailant's probably better. I don't know. But we're going to deal a lot of damage on the next turn. We could potentially, like, we can deal 4,000 off of these. And another 1,500 just with what we've got. So if the opponent finds a way to summon 2 monsters... Oh, Zaboog. Okay. Well, Zaborg means lethal, right? No, because I can't summon it and Assailant. So what if I flip up Spy, Zaborg, it's 24, plus 2,000's 44? No. Let's flip up Spy. It does clear... Well, we can clear all the tokens anyway. Sure. I'll get Spear Soldier, just in case there's like an MST or something. RGT doesn't always play it, but I think it's fine. The reason I want to play Zaborg, though, is that it's a bigger attacker than Gravekeeper Spy, but I guess I can just call 7, right? But yeah, let's just summon Assailant. Like, the opponent has to have, like, exactly reasoning, of which they have 1 left. I'm not totally confident in this here. But let's get in there. Hopefully this isn't Mirror Force. They do play Mirror Force in the main sometimes. In the RGT to 1K series, been playing around with some decks that did have Mirror Force in the main, but yep, change it to attack. Take it out, take another 2K. And I thought I ran the math right, so if I I tribute for Zaborg, we get rid of 1 token. No. Yeah, no, this was absolutely the most damage I think that I could do. All right, we'll pass the turn. And if they play a reasoning, I probably call 7. Because Facilier has enough attack to attack over Spy to kill me here. Call of the Haunted. You can't do that either. Necro Valley, thank you. You can set that Call of the Haunted back face down. You got 2 cards in hand. Oh, Giant Trunade. I could flip Ceasefire here. If I do, my opponent can't Defusion. Whereas if that is Defusion as their last card, okay. I'll Ceasefire. Just play around Dimension Fusion here. Oh god, I hope... BLS is gone. Hopefully there's no Chaos Sorcerer. Alright, I mean... I was aggressive with the Solemn Judgments. But I think it was fine. If the opponent has... I mean... something here to kill me, they have something here to kill me. Yeah, I was gonna say the read was kind of like they just have Call of the Haunted, which I can pull out with the Necro Valley here. Sure, yeah, whatever they summon, it doesn't really matter. I can pop it with Zaborg, get a Jinzo, cool. Sounds good to me. That just means my Zaborg is gonna work out here. So play out Necro Valley. I'm gonna hit the thumbs up just to make sure. And yeah, Spy has a big booty. If that's Scapegoat, I don't really care. Yeah, let's just let's get rid of well, Assailant can actually just attack into the Jinzo, right? What stops that? MST? Okay, well, they're just gonna concede. I guess I didn't want to wait around anymore. I was trying to find the line that, like, gives me the most protection to actually win there. I wasn't trying to slow roll the opponent, but we actually don't have a lot on the side for RGT. Maybe we need to fix that. Get rid of this Rite of Spirit. We're on the draw. I guess we can get rid of the Trap Dust Shoot. Knocks are pretty bad. I guess I'll leave in the Trap Dust Shoot. We'll get rid of level 2. Level 2, not great here, of course. Blade Knight's not very good, but I guess it deals damage, right? That's totally fine. I want the Book of Moon for Jinzo. Trap Dust Shoot. Trap Dust Shoot's totally fine. Is it better than Dust Tornado? Rite of Spirit? Maybe? I do like Dust Tornado. Yeah. Let's just bring in a Dust Tornado. Like, it's good against Call of the Haunted. If they don't draw their Scapegoat before I draw Dust Tornado, it's pretty good to hit an in-phase Scapegoat. It's good against Premature Burial. It's good good to chain to Royal Decree, of course. So, we are throwing off a turn 1 Reasoning. I'm just going to call 8 on this one. No reason to get blown up by a Demok here. Sure, you get a Sacred Crank, cool. Whatever, no big deal. Get me, oh, another one? Okay. I'll call 8 again. No, there's just no reason. Ooh, Duo, all right. Spell Canceller? Okay. That's not what I was expecting in this matchup, but we're all right. Spell Canceller is here, and I guess it is good against these cards, right? That's kind of funny. I think I'm just going to set Spy. I could... Like, I kind of want to just, like, ram DD Warrior Lady into the Spell Canceller. So, yeah, let's set Spy. We'll set Solemn Judgment. Pass the turn. And we'll see what happens here. Yeah, they're just going to attack. This is fine with me. Like, I was going to say, Spell Canceller is probably turning off most of their cards anyway. And I guess we're just going to go get another Spy here. Just kind of wall up. A third Spy, okay. Alright, interesting. Do I set that? Get into guard, and then like on the next turn I could DD Warrior Lady over the Spell Canceller, try to get in for a whole bunch of damage. I also get to use my Graceful Charity. Okay, okay. Sure. Set the Spy, pass the turn. I mean... I think a lot of people see Spell Canceller in the side of the RGT decks, and they're like, I saw spells from my opponent's deck, I'm bringing this in. Rather than using it like specifically for the mirror. But it's kind of funny. Alright, we're whittling down the opponent's life points slowly but surely, and a Gravekeeper's Guard, come on down. I really want a Tsukuyomi in this deck. Tsukuyomi's so good in Gravekeepers. Spear Soldier, okay. Well, I'm just going to go DD Warrior Lady here. And I guess I can't really push a whole bunch of damage here. Do I even want to attack into the... Yeah, I guess I have to attack into the Spell Canceller at this point. That's fine. This unlocks my Graceful Charity, my Necro Valley. Sure, that's fine. That's fine with me. I'll just pass the turn. We can find a way to deal with Spell Canceller. I'm not, not too worried about that. Like I said, it's hurting the opponent here as well. Like, obviously it's hurting me because I've got 4 really good spell cards in hand, but it's like completely turning off the opponent. There we go. Blade Knight does not deal with it. I can't even... I guess I could set 4, right? Yeah. Alright, summon out Blade Knight. Set the Necro Valley. Alright, let's hit over this Spell Canceller here. Sakuretsu, yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, I've got more answers to it. I might be playing a little bit of a dangerous game here, but I think this is okay. If they tribute it off for, say, well, really anything, I can Solemn Judgment. Another Judgment? Okay. Do I lock my spell on trap card zones for a second Judgment? Maybe. No. No, I'm just going to pass the turn. This is fine. This is so funny. I'm getting, like, owned by a Spell Canceller here. This may be a shorter video. This match has taken quite a while. Oh, Saku. Okay. Alrighty. That was kind of what I was hoping for. Yeah. I could set this. Hopefully the opponent attacks with Spell Canceller. Maybe they learned their lesson from attacking with the Crane. They lost more life points than they were supposed to. No attack. Okay. Well, now I'm locked. And that's not great. I guess I brought that upon myself, didn't I? Alright, go ahead. We'll figure this game out eventually. I guess the opponent's not going to tribute over the Spell Canceller. They're probably just going to tribute over the Crane if they tribute over anything. Okay. Alright, another Saku's pretty nice. So now, like, I can flip this up and attack this face-down monster. And if they attack it with Crane, I could Saku the Crane. And then try to Saku the Spell Canceller on a later turn. Another Crane, cool. 200 more. Please. With a nice little 400 defense. Alright, and I will pass the turn. I guess I can unlock myself from the monster zones anytime that I want. Like, I can just turn this card to attack and attack into the Crane or whatever. This is so fun. Alright, do I want to do that now? Oh, they did have to discard. I might, honestly. In case I draw into something that can attack over the Spell Canceller. Because, like, the opponent's not attacking. They have to draw into a tribute monster. Sure. And, yeah, I'll keep my Spear Soldier around, I guess. Well, if they have Mirror Force here, that's fine. Whatever. Cool. And yeah, I'll just pass a turn. It'll be interesting to see what happens once the Spell Canceller gets cleared one way or another. Because, like, I have a Solemn Judgment to fight back. I also have a Sakuretsu Armor to fight back. And then, like, I still have this whole wall of monsters. And then I can Snatch Steel. But the opponent also has this giant back row. Alright. Tune Cannon Soldier, that's fine. So now I guess they attack over the Spear Soldier? No. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. Sure, that's fine. Get rid of the Spell Canceller that way. Now let's see what else they've got. I imagine they've got some number of reasonings, monster gates, whatever. Oh, Tune Table, sure. It definitely doesn't mean that all of these are traps back here. Like, we just saw the Tune Table get flipped. They could have been setting cards just so they didn't have to discard because they couldn't activate them. Yeah. Sure, gaining 1,000 life points. Sounds good to me. I guess, like, I mean, I'm going to have to contend with, you know, Heavy Storm, Giant Trunade. I can stop the Heavy Storm with Solemn Judgment, but Giant Trunade, like, obviously I'm just going to let go. Monster Gate? Sure. Oh, sorry, hit the mic. Hope that didn't make a loud noise. Yep, keep going. There's the Heavy, cool. We're back, baby. It's Spell Canceller o'clock. I'm going to Saku this one. I'm sure the opponent wants this gone, but and get that out of here. Now, like, I open up all of my spells. So, I think that's pretty good for me. The BLS is gone. Chaos Sorcerer is online. I get to activate this Necro Valley next turn, though. Heavy Storm is gone. We haven't seen Demok yet, but yeah, I'm just going to let the sword go. I think that's fine. I'm not going to Solemn that. I'm going to use the Solemn for better things. Sure. Get rid of the Spear Soldier. It makes sense. Opponent could definitely have some sort of scapegoat or something over there. I do have Rhoda. pretty nice. Graceful Charity as well. Snatch Steal to take that. Yeah, I mean, after all of this weirdness, I think I do like my position here. Dimension Fusion. Okay, I'm going to allow that. That's fine. Opponent gets to draw a card with Sacred Crane. They can deal some damage with this Toon Cannon Soldier. That's all fine. They've already normal summoned this turn, so they can't, like, tribute summon for Demock. So I don't really have to worry about that. Not that I would have to worry about it anyway. I do have a Solemn Judgment. But doing all this in main 2 is totally fine with me. Prima. Let's see what the target is here. Spell Canceller. I mean, I can't Rhoda for Exiled Force. Yeah, I guess I need to Solemn Judgment this. As odd as that is, but like now that the opponent has this Chaos Sorcerer on the board, I just can't really let the Spell Canceller happen now, because like a big part of my counterattack here is with the spells. And I'm not super Monster Gate here in main 2. Okay. This is dangerous. Yeah, there's the Demock. Okay, 5 cards left in the deck. Let's see if we grab... could be grabbing Premature Burial. Get back that Spell Canceller. Okay, I mean, we could be in some trouble here. So Spell Canceller's gonna work out. Yeah, okay. I've got a Sakuretsu armor. I've got monsters I can draw into that take out Spell Canceller. We didn't get to show the Zaborg last game. Zaborg would be great here. But, like, we don't have to feel the wrath of any of this turn. So, yeah. Alright. Zaborg off the top. Let's go. Yes. Okay. I mean... So, what do we do here? I guess I lead on Zaborg. And... get rid of a Spy? Yeah. Probably just nuke the Spell Canceller right off. Sure, and that way I can Graceful Charity. As for a negate here, I imagine they're not playing anything that can negate the summon, but yeah, let's just take out the Spell Canceller so that I can use my stupid spells. And let's lead on Graceful Charity. Now I get to flip up the Necro Valley too. Okay, another Solemn Judgment. Feel pretty good about things now, and a Ceasefire. Awesome. Well, I mean, now I just win, right? Let's get rid of... I guess we keep the Spear Soldier. It doesn't really matter. I've got Rhoda, right? Let's get rid of the Spear Soldier. Get rid of... I'm just going to get rid of Duo. I don't need Duo anymore. Rhoda... for... doesn't matter. Assailant, I guess, whatever. Well, I've already summoned. Oh, wait, I can't... What am I doing? Hold on. That is not a... I was thinking Gravekeeper Spy. My bad. I'll get Sasuke. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 3,500. Though I guess, you know, Zaborg can attack over Toon Cannon. So let's, sure, Saku's fine, whatever. All 3 of them, right? Yeah, that's cool. Set Judgment, set Saku, set Ceasefire, and I will pass the turn. And I think I'm just going to Ceasefire immediately. They could have... There's no way they brought in Walk, right? if they did, like, I have double Solemn Judgments, but I would rather, you know, instead of, like, having to Solemn Judgment a Jinzo as it comes down, I think it's just better here. Just go ahead and ceasefire. And then the opponent has to chain, like, they have to have, like, multiple walks or something here. Then I do have Solemn Judgments to help out with those. Now, that would get us to the point where the ceasefire wouldn't kill, but, like, the opponent didn't bring in walk. I think I'm pretty safe from that, but maybe I wasn't supposed to attack with the Zabord. I could get that. Like, I attacked because it's like, you know, it's an extra 1,300, which makes ceasefire even more potent, I guess. But yeah, the opponent had Mirror Force and Saku, so that really didn't work out. But yeah, it worked out in the end. We got the ceasefire. This would be this would be an interesting game to watch back, just because of all of the spell canceller shenanigans. Definitely some decisions that I probably could have made differently here, but we're able to pick up the win, so pretty happy with that. We are up to 327. Let me fix that on the old Elo tracker here. The Moki Moki grows, or I guess it just flies higher, doesn't really grow, right? It's not getting any bigger. But yeah, let's go ahead and grab another one. Match number 2 against I'm Trash 1, which I believe we played against on this series already. I know I recognize the name at least, so... Oh, no, well, they know. Alright, we've got our Blade Knight here. Got a nice little Necro Valley with a Solemn Judgment. And a Spy. I do like this hand. Kaiku can be a little bit annoying here. I guess Kaiku's not really that annoying. It's just like I kind of have to set Spy. I don't have to. I've got Mirror Force. Yeah, let's just set Spear Soldier. And we'll fish for the knock. Play at this Necro Valley here. And set the Solemn Judgment. Pass the turn. I've got Mirror Force. If the opponent has Solemn Judgment for it, say they summon another monster, attack into it, activate Mirror Force, they Solemn Judgment, I'll Solemn Judgment back, and then we're in a great position. But I set another back row, and yeah, here's the second Kaiku. No attack. Interesting. Okay, but I'm kind of okay with that. Like, they could read that it's Assailant or something like that. But now I'll set the Gravekeeper Spy and pass the turn. And if we can draw into a non-monster on the next turn, we can summon out Blade Knight. And it is a 2k attacker. Well... I could activate the Necro Valley over Necro Valley. I don't know if that's really the play. I can just summon Assailant and kind of do the same thing, right? Sure, let's do that. If the opponent has Torrential, I've got Solemn Judgment. Alright. I mean, they likely have a Battle Trap or something here, right? But that's totally fine. Just stack over one of these Kaikus. They've already shown that they're not attacking over this. So I don't think that they would really start to do that. So next turn, like, we can just flip up Spear Soldier and get in. But we'll see. And if they do start to attack, obviously, we still have this Mirror Force. Oh, here we go. Which one? Yep, they're going after that one. I'm not live right now, but, like, I feel like the opponent's reading my brain here. Reading my mind, I think is how you're supposed to say that, not reading your brain. Same deal. Mind is in the brain, right? Alright, Bloody coming down. It is just 1,600, so that's nice. Alright, another Spy is pretty cool. Do I want to run into Mirror Force? Not really. I can just leave the Spy chilling here. Let's just flip up Spear Soldier. Opponent could be more inclined to Torrential Tribute now, but that's totally fine. Just set the Spy. And yeah, I think I'm just going to attack the Blade Knight here. No reason to get overly aggressive, I don't think. Ring. That's fine. Both day 2k, no big deal. And yeah, now I just set the other Spy and pass the turn. If the opponent draws into a knock, well, we've got a little bit of protection against that, don't we? Duo. That's fine. Not the end of the world. I lose Necro Valley and Blade Knight. But so be it. I'm not going to Solemn that, obviously. Tribe. That I will Solemn. Yeah, I kind of thought they had a Solemn back there. Okay, I mean, we're just going to get absolutely blasted now. But what do you do? And these are mandatory, so not great. Not great. The opponent is going to lose a lot of life here. But I guess I'll get guard. I don't really want to grab the other spy. Yeah, they're going to go down to 700. I kind of want these assailants to be able to attack with. I guess I do get the spy. They're all going to die at a tribe, but, you know, what do you do? Yep. That was a really good tribe. All right, what do we want here? And not that. All right, set the level 2 and pass. I think I was supposed to use the Mirror Force when I did on the double Kaiku. I don't know. I think this may have just been one of those where we just kind of just got owned, right? But, I mean, we did draw Assailant, so not all is lost. Blade Knight can crash with it. That could very well be a battle trap back there. We're probably dead. Yeah, Saku. Sure, we'll go to game 2. Playing against Warriors, we want the Zombra here. Maybe the Book of Moon. We want these for sure. Don't really want any of these others. We can cut Spear Soldier. Don't really like Zaborg. We can cut these. We can cut this. Ceasefire. We can cut the Dust Shoot. There we go. I don't really think I want Mobius. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Mobius against the Warrior deck, especially when like I'm a half Warrior deck already. Just kind of runs into a Solemn Judgment. You lose all of your tempo. You just kind of lose a monster. You summon a Mobius and nothing happens, essentially. Here though, I got a pretty good hand here. Blade Knight set 4. All right. Look at me. I am the Warrior deck now. Love this. All right. Big beefy Blade Knight out here. Hopefully we don't just get tribed like completely out of the game again. Snatch is pretty good. Yeah. I guess I got to give over the Blade Knight. God, I don't want to ring my own Blade Knight. This sucks. I could Solemn Judgment that, but that seems like a good way to lose the game here, especially with ring. I guess I will ring it now. That sucks. I mean, Snatch still picking up a plus is... yeah, that's not gonna happen, I suppose. But now, like, I can Rhoda for Donzalug. If I want to, try to get in, take that last card out of the opponent's hand, and now I still have my Judgments. So if we get in a Judgment fight, I'm very likely to win that. I guess I don't have to Rhoda for Dawn here. I can just summon out Assailant and attack, right? Try to whittle the opponent's life points down. Opponent's a lot less likely to do something about the Assailant, because it is just kind of naked here. I don't have a Necro Valley or anything. Yeah. Get in a nice 1500 there. Set the ceasefire. Pass the turn. Opponent down to 45. Can make a pretty good attack on the next turn if we want to. Face down monster. Okay. Duo right on time. Interesting. I could ceasefire here. I could also go grab Exile Force. Just blow this up. Ceasefire later. Kind of want to ceasefire to see what it is. Probably like a DD Warrior Lady or something, if I had to guess. So, yeah, I'm just going to go grab the Exiled Force. I think that's better than Zombra here, just in case, like, this could be a spy as well. Oh, it's a Moth. Okay, yeah, that would have grabbed back Snatch Steal. Okay, we'll get in there. Now we're at the point where, like, I'm going to leave the duo in hand. I actually kind of want my opponent to duo me. If one of these happens to be a face down duo, I don't think that. Well, it could be. Dust Tornado? Come on, man. I wanted to get more value out of this. And that's okay. Opponent's 2,500. We've got double Solemn Judgment here. What I was hoping to happen was for us to get into a Solemn War, and then me be able to just flip the Ceasefire. But I'm kind of content with this. I'll attack. If the opponent wants to do something about it, probably Solemn Judgment in response. I think I'm probably going to have more... I think they could have double Judgment. That's totally fair, but... Knock. Okay. We lose our Spy. That's fine. I'm not going to Judgment that. Okay, so the opponent does not have Spies. That's good information. Dust Tornado. Yep, that's a good one. What do we draw? Pot of Greed. Yeah, I gotta let that go. Unfortunately. Face down monster. Okay. Necro Valley. Alright. Alright. That's not bad. Double Dust Tornado's already gone. And yeah, I'll go ahead and attack here. Donald. That was going to wall up. But not anymore. Okay, now I wish I would... Like, I guess I wish I would have set the duo. I probably should have done that last turn. Since I put my opponent to 1,000, I definitely should have set the duo last turn. So that was a mistake. For sure. Maybe the opponent goes after it. With the Dust Tornado. Man, oh, hitting the Necro Valley? That's fine. I'll Solemn Judgment, whatever. I mean, the opponent probably has a Judgment here, right? Yeah. Okay. So none of that mattered. I mean, we're just getting crushed here. Oh, a little Snatch Steal action? Okay. Well, had I set the duo, like, there's no guarantee that the opponent would have Dust Tornado there because they didn't that turn. They actually just waited and hit the Necro Valley, so... But yeah, definitely a mistake. Should have set the duo after I put my opponent to 1,000, because the whole reason for leaving the duo in hand was so that my opponent would duo me and lose 1,000 life points, but when they're at 1,000, they can't do that in Guild format. However, we do take the game, so pretty happy about that. I think we're just gonna run it back here. Yeah, seems good to me. And yeah, hopefully we can pick up game 3 here. Grab some more coffee. Okay, this hand's totally fine. Assailant's kind of weak without Necro Valley, obviously, but what do you do? Draw Ring of Destruction, that's what you do. Pretty good. Think... Yeah, I can't get Blade Knight big enough, so I could set Assailant here. Opponent's likely to run over it with something if they summon something else out. They may not, though. Let's just set guard. If they knock the guard, it's not really the end of the world, right? Pass the turn here. That's Solemn Judgment for the Heavy Storm. Drawn a lot of Solemn Judgments today, which is very good. Oh, Exiled Force? I don't care about that one. Yeah, guard can die to an Exiled Force. That's fine. I keep hitting my mic because it's on this side now. I'm going to take the 1,600, and I'm going to try to run over that with my Blade Knight. Exiled Force. Okay, well, now I can't get Blade Knight big enough, so I guess I'll just Exiled Force that thing. Get it out of here. And pass the turn. Maybe I can get Blade Knight down next turn. I can Ring of Destruction whatever now. Okay, or not. Sounds good to me. Oh no. Call the Haunter for Blade Knight? Yeah? Alright, I'll ring this one. Spy? terraforming. Oh, Necro Valley right on time here, I guess. Alright, I mean, I'll throw it down. And yeah, I'm definitely going to play out the Necro Valley. No reason to run into Premature Burial or something here. Pass the turn. If I can get some beaters, we can get something going here. I do have a Solemn Judgment. I don't think this is a Solemn Judgment. Graceful Charity is a good draw. Okay. Not feeling good about this one. Maybe I can draw a Pot of Greed, turn this around. I've kind of been on the back foot this entire game. The opponent's had more Trinity than me. Oh man, pitching Rhoda and Snatch Steel's kind of... Snatch Steel's not really a flex right here. Pitching the Rhoda's kind of a flex. Yeah, I'm going to take the 1800. I'm just going to trust in the top of my deck. I don't really think I'm allowed to Solemn Judgment Kaiku here. Heavy Storm. Alright, yep. I'll set it. Pass the turn, Dust Tornado, cool. That's about the best use of Heavy Storm I'm going to get here. If the opponent summons another monster, we lose. Okay. I say they might not want to overextend here. Alright, Spy. Book of Moon keeps us alive, I guess. So we'll set that. Pass the turn. Yeah, book that. See if they respond with a Judgment. No, I don't think that's Solemn Judgment. Could be like a Saku or something. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Okay. Saku of my own. Not bad, not bad. I keep hitting shuffle even though I've only got one card in hand. Just a little bit of a habit here. Yep. Kaiku's back. Breaker, no thank you. Gotta Judgment that. And Saku. Alright, we have cleared the board. Alright. Alright, time for my Graceful Charity. DD Warrior Lady is pretty good. Rite of Spirit's pretty good. Saku. Okay. Kind of want to keep the Rite of Spirit. Assailant's pretty big. Can attack, can block, can do a whole lot of things. I mean, no. Alright. Target Assailant. Give it my best shot here. Put this baby in face-up defensive position. Alright, we're going to clear the Assailant. Sure. You take 500. I don't think I'm supposed to ceasefire there. Yeah, said duo. Pass the turn. I don't know, man. Like, game 1 and game 3 here just were not it. Alright, I'm going to concede. Give the opponent the GGs. We're down to... we only lost 6, so we're down to 321. We gained some elo here in this one. Though we're not going to be able to do a whole bunch of these like 1-and-1s for very long. Obviously, once you start getting higher and higher on the ladder, you start losing more for each loss. But, you know, at 1-and-1, we had some sweet games against the RGT deck, right? The spell canceller stuff was just wild, and honestly, that's cool. But you know, we've got to start picking up some wins. I'm not really sure what I could have done in this game 1 or game 3. Made a mistake with the duo in game 2, but yeah, it'll be interesting to rewatch the RGT matches and see what's up there. But yeah, that's gonna be our episode of GK to 1K today. Hope you guys enjoyed. We'll be back with the next one.